finding what to do next.
Yeah, and speaking to our round one results, right, it was perhaps majorly beneficial for Hans to have built a time bank against Magnus just to come away with a draw in the end. Well, that's not the case this time around.
Oh, tactics. The knight was hanging in the corner. Just a temporary sacrifice. The black bishop jumped out the way. The bishop will be recaptured, and Magnus has gained time since the game began here. He's been calculating.
This looks like also Javokhir is taking a leaf out of Magnus's book. He sacrificed the pawn right now to get piece activity. I wonder if he will find a way to get the queen out early on in the game. H5 looks like a juicy square, eyeing two pawns, H2 and G5 at the same time. But he chooses another path. First consolidates the F5 pawn, opening up the bishop diagonal, and gets awarded an exclamation mark. A good move there by Javokhir.
Yeah, multi-purpose move, attacks the pawn with his bishop, defends the pawn that the white rook was also staring at. Magnus defends. I'm expecting at some point the white rook to even maybe enter the game via the A file. Very interesting. It's something that Peter was referencing earlier, Magnus's past game. I think it was against Magnus Carlsen and opposite colour bishops, some early exchanges, and I don't know, it just feels like if black can't gain the pawn back soon, then Magnus is going to take control.
This board playing to both sides, both flanks, right? We've got the A file and the H file extremely active in this one, but I do want to pull us from this game and send us over to Fabiano Caruana versus Hans Niemann, because very much again, we saw this A file in play. You'll see the rook is already positioned, but leaving Hans Niemann and Fabiano Caruana, where the major and minor pieces feel so much more involved in the game. Here, it's been a lot of jockeying of position, a few trades, of course, but largely it's pawn play, and we're still waiting for those larger pieces to find their way into the game.
Yeah, it's pawn play, and Magnus has one extra of those pawns, as we saw from that tactical melee earlier. The H5 pawn, very nicely defended by the white bishop. It's going to be supported as well from a rook behind the pass pawn, rendering black's rook sad and passive there in front of it. I think it's just a material advantage, and Magnus, just like he did in the previous game against Hans, has also kept the pawns in front of his king, meaning he doesn't really need to castle. That's perfect shelter anyway.
And the other thing that you do with castling is improve the position of the rook, and even that can be done by just sliding the rook over to A1 and starting to attack some pieces, and also the rook lift that you're really nicely pointing out. I'll also add to the idea that, you know, the G pawn can start moving up. It's not only that the H5 pawn is an extra pawn, it's just making sure that black has the worst piece stopping that advance. Pawn push, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, attack that rook. I think this is going to be a very uphill task for Javokhir to defend this position.
Yeah, and with half the time available that Magnus has.
Yeah, where's the attack? Where's the counterplay? You know, you're down a pawn, you're looking for tricks, you're looking for a way through to Magnus's king, which looks like it's got a fortress around it. How do you create initiative here?
Oh, he goes back with his rook. The rook only landed on that square a few moves ago. That's a loss of time. Normally when you're pawn down in opposite colour bishop positions, you either want counterplay, you need an attack against the opponent's king, or you need to build a fortress and a full blockade on the dark squares, but still a long, long way to go.
Yeah, that to me feels like a waiting move and an admission that I'm stuck. Right, I don't really have a way forward, so I'm going to have to give space, perhaps let you march forward, and maybe create an opening or misstep somewhere along the way.
Yeah, it's funny because Magnus's pieces, they're all sat on the back rank, well, most of them.
a sudden between these two. 4 pawns apiece, 2 rooks apiece, but we've got 4 connected pawns on one side, whereas we do have that isolated pawn on the right-hand side of the board here for Magnus. What are we thinking here? Is this dead drawn, as the computer suggests, or is there a winning position or option for either player?
Anyone other than Magnus, we would say dead draw. And I think only white can win. That is the key. Black is the one fighting for a draw. Black has 1 passive rook. If you traded off Black's active rook, the one that just moved, for one of White's rooks, then White would win. But the problem is the only way to do that would be to trade off Black's passive rook, which helps Sindarov.
I don't think this is such an easy defense with that rook on e8 just tied down until eternity, and White's king having a free hand to march up and start attacking the black rook. Magnus is going to push this out. I don't know if it'll work or not. Might select a draw, but Magnus will make Sindarov sweat for a little bit longer.
Yeah, the white king is so much quicker.
It's coming.
Right here.
It's about to go up the board.
Edging forward so slowly, and you just know you're going to suffer for the next 2-3 minutes with no time on your clock against Magnus.
You have that e4 square though to really plant your rook on to make sure that the white king doesn't cross over from the 4th rank.
Here we go. He's going for the rook exchange. Big judgment call now. Do you take it? You allow the pawn to step 1 square closer to promotion, and the white king is coming. It's a race now. If White gets enough time, he steps forward with the king. He's going to run it forward and make a new queen.
It's all about counterplay. Can Black King be on time to step forward and then start attacking the queen side pawns while you go in with David's plan if you're Magnus Carlsen?
King race has gone forward. Yep, he's done the math.
Oh, now the white pawn stops the black king's advance, and game-changing blunder from Sindarov. How to? Oh, it's checkmate. No, in that moment, no. Rook takes pawn on b7 would end the game. Resignation from Sindarov. Magnus makes a new queen and pulls it out the bag again. Wow.
That was stunning.
That was absolutely stunning, but Javokhir's face in that moment, a look to the heavens and a big sigh as he lets that one go with an uncharacteristic blunder down the stretch. Magnus picks up a full point.
But James, so easy to miss. I mean, g8 queen coming up. You know, you give up that queen to checkmate Black's king, and Magnus set that up with the last move, pawn moving to b3, just putting Black's king in that kill zone right now. That was